Welcome back. It's time for second to last best of 5. SoulKey versus herO. SoulKey back in form recently, able to defeat one of the best pros in the world, Parting yesterday in a bit of an upset.
That's a huge upset, especially against Parting, one of the, I'd have to say he has some of the best PvZ, if not the best PvZ in the world.
Yeah.
Such an aggressive style as well. It's really impressive.
Really, really impressive. And not even sure what herO is going to try to bring to the table today, since he had plenty of time to prepare for this. All right, let's see these bans.
When I look at herO, I definitely don't think of PvZ as his strong suit either. I mean, he's like a great PvPer and a great PvTer, but PvZ is still fantastic, but doesn't feel like he's on the level of Parting. So yeah, it will be really interesting.
Echo band and then Inferno pools for herO. Nothing too crazy. Cactus Valley, game 1. herO looks insanely tired, by the way. Do you feel that? Like, I look at him and I'm like, he looks really tired.
Well, I guess he was
here pretty late last night.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Like, he's probably been waiting for a while here as well, because obviously he had to get here and wait for his match to be ready.
Yeah, and the games have gone pretty long today as well. So, you know, it's also like part of the time, because we've had so many other players set up in these booths, he probably couldn't like sit and practice, so he's probably just kind of sitting around.
He's been waiting in the change room for ages. So definitely going to take his toll. All right, so game 1, Cactus Valley. Game 2, Coda. We'll get into the other ones when the time comes.
Yeah. And I want to say, like if you asked me like 4 or 5 days ago who wins this matchup, I'm like, SoulKey doesn't take a game. What, are you crazy? But now I'm like, I almost want to favor SoulKey just because like he beat Parting yesterday and we've had so many upsets in this tournament.
That is true.
I mean, I'm just kidding about saying like I want to favor SoulKey because I can't, but like part of me says like this is entirely possible.
It's definitely possible. Yeah.
Everything in this tournament has been possible.
If he can beat Parting, he can beat herO. I think that's safe to say.
Yeah.
Well, how he does it is the other question. I mean, 2 very different Protosses, different styles. Parting obviously hyper aggressive. herO definitely not.
Yeah.
He's not the kind of Protoss that is just going to try and kill you every chance he has.
We're going to see a lot more third bases out of herO.
Oh, yeah. A lot more third bases.
Parting, it just hasn't really been doing that. Just been aggressive. Blink Stalker, Mortal pushes, failed Immortal pushes into like making 12 Immortals and then eventually dying.
Yeah. He does a lot of that. So
playing kind of like Myungshik has in the past, so you've seen that before from him. Just in general, like a lot of aggression out of Parting, and SoulKey just kind of handling it really well. Also, SoulKey like aggressively stealing gold bases and expanding in weird locations, and Parting just not reading it quickly enough, or trying to punish it too hard and then failing and then being too far behind because he overcommitted.
Yeah. Oh, it sounds like he had a really interesting style yesterday, and very excited to see what he's got planned for herO today.
Yeah, I mean, if I start to see some of like the similarities to what we saw yesterday, I'll kind of walk you through them, because SoulKey definitely bringing a totally new and unique style today.
And he does that a lot, actually. He did that in ZVT for a while as well. You know, he's kind of the one that started the trend of the 2-base mutas into a later third and getting them out really quickly. And yeah, he's a fantastic Zerg player. Hasn't been on top for a while, but maybe this tournament is the one to bring it back.
Yeah. Looking at his records, 2015, pretty impressive, 19 and 12. Just considering like he had a rough time towards the end of last year, especially, and he left SKT and moved into a foreign team. But he's back on, you know, really, really top tier positions, like beating Parting, getting into the KeSPA Cup for the qualifiers in general. That's pretty tough.
That's very tough. Yeah, he's been doing fantastic. Let's see if he can keep the ball rolling against another Protoss. herO defeated Deer 3-1 yesterday. Just another PvP, another day in the office for him.
Yeah. That was a pretty one-sided series. Just looking at like how many games hero's played. This is actually the stat I've been looking at the most in this tournament. Just how much experience does this player have in StarCraft 2?
Like the official matches?
That's insane.
That doesn't include Brood War at all, does it?
I don't think so. I could be wrong.
That is insane. That is like so many games. Old like broadcasted games and stuff.
Yeah.
Even if
it does include Brewer, I mean, who cares? Like, that's experience.
That's
on TV.
A lot of experience on TV.
Yeah. So, especially in Brood War, man, there were like the crowds back down, and the stress and the pressure was like actually arguably like much more than it is now, to be totally frank.
Safe to say that, that's for sure, yeah.
I mean, that was the esport Korea. All right, guys, Cactus Valley is game number 1. TCM SoulKey versus CJ and his herO here at the KeSPA Cup.
TCM Gaming SoulKey 김민철 vs CJ 엔투스 herO 김준호.
Down near the bottom right for TCM Gaming, it's SoulKey.
Top right, CJ herO.
Putting his hair down today.
What did he do yesterday, Wolf?
His hair was like kind of up to the side. I don't know how to describe it. You'd have to go back and look at it. As much as I love hair, I'm not always familiar with the style names. I just kind of describe what it is. I'm like, it was kind of up to the side a little bit.
Up to the side a little bit.
He up to the side a little bit of it.
All right,
That's what he did.
Check it out.
Ooh, look at this pylon placement. Could see a forge.
Yeah, that's definitely a forge. It has to be.
Or rather, I guess I should say we would see a forge first, maybe. But
that's the next question. Is it going to be that forge first, or will it be a Nexus? Judging by the fact that he didn't scout the probe, probably going to be that Nexus.
Definitely, especially because it's a 4-player map. Like,
yeah,
you're taking too much of a chance if you're just like hoping for it.
Yeah.
Definitely going to be a Nexus first.
Start off with this tricky map, you know, with the kind of like the really hard chokes to deal with, especially for a Zerg player against force fields.
All right, so we're seeing SoulKey go for this gas first again.
Okay.
He did this a bit yesterday where he just went gas first into pool. Sometimes he would, you know, make 6 lings and pressure with it and just use speed to control like the mid game and shut down pylons and scout and poke a little bit. And sometimes he would just make 20 plus lings and just do an all in and end the game, or do enough damage to where you could transition from it. But he's been taking a very aggressive approach, very early pool, early speed approach to this matchup, just like he did yesterday versus Parting. And the thing about this is it's very SoulKey. SoulKey is the type of guy, the only player in Starcraft 2 to like 6 pool consistently on 4-player maps. We saw him do that a lot in the past. He's very aggressive, loves to kind of mind game his opponents in this matchup.
Yeah, we saw a lot from Rogue with this kind of opening as well earlier today, and didn't find much with it at all. I don't know what he can possibly do against a Forge expand as well. Yeah, that's a kind of like the next level. It's going to be very difficult to try and find a way with Zerglings unless he slips up and leaves the front door open.
Yeah.
4 lings will be out in the map pretty quickly, and the Overlord's actually going to scout exactly where he is. So as long as there's a probe in place and he puts down the cannon ASAP, he should be okay.
Yeah. And
you can also block over the pylon completely.
Yeah, that's something else he can do, but he needs a probe in position. He's got 1 patrolling, so he knows SoulKey has been doing this a lot. This is like, you almost never see somebody put a probe down here like this, the way we see here doing it, only against somebody who's known to do these types of builds regularly. Yeah. This is good preparation by herO. Oh, but he's not actually reacting quickly enough.
He's going to let it open. He's going to leave it open. 2 lings are going to get through, but nothing else.
And when he just stop positions this probe.
Yeah, straight up.
But the 2 lings on the main are annoying. They're going to continue to scout. They're going to force some micro to be made here on these probes.
They're going to have speed in just a moment as well, so they're going to be able to run around and cause havoc. It's going to be a pain, but it's not going to do too much.
It's a pain. It's definitely really annoying, but it's not like game ending or anything like that. It's not even a huge advantage. It's a significant one, though.
And you get to see the base for a long time. It's going to be very hard to kill them. You know, obviously, once they get surrounded, you're going to need like a Mothership Core or a Stalker to chase them down.
Yep.
Just double hatch your SoulKey after this is a follow-up. I like it. Actually making a lot of probes be pulled.
Yeah, he almost got a kill there. Yeah, losing a lot of mine time there. And going double hatch, mentioned just getting his economy back up. Ooh, almost gets another gas probe, but still no kills on these 2. Oh, he's getting very close.
Nope,
Mothership Core, though, yeah.
He'll deny everything else.
He's going to try to avoid being killed by that Mothership Core as long as possible so he can further delay the tech of herO. If you're new to StarCraft, The reason why these 2 Lings delay the tech is because he doesn't want to hide, or he doesn't want him to see the tech, so he wants to hide it, so SoulKey doesn't know. As long as these 2 Lings are in here, it's not going to be able to hide that.
Yeah, it gives away a lot. I mean, you can throw down 2 gateways and it'll give away a lot. Throw down a Forge even more. Throw down anything else, and essentially, SoulKey's going to have the counter to it by the time it comes out.
That's actually the way Protoss versus Zerg is played from the Protoss perspective, is actually to trick your opponent. There's so many, one of the strengths of Protoss in this matchup, but there's so many different things you can do once that Cybernetics core is done. There's like 7 different paths you can go down, and if your opponent knows exactly which one you're taking, then he knows how to beat you.
Yeah, absolutely. And
he's still alive with this Ling. It's actually still around.
He's seeing everything. If he sees the Forge upgrade, which I think it's pretty obvious at this point that it would be.
He saw the Lings at the front too, or saw with the Lings at the front.
3 gateways. Okay, so he's going to go for like a 4-gate, possible aggression, or possible just expansion with just an extra gateway. Either way, pretty interesting.
Twilight Council and a Robo.
Huh. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a 3-base from this.
Yeah, it's going to be like an empty 3rd +2 blink maybe.
That could definitely be it.
Or just, in general, a blink off of 3 bases. Doesn't have to be empty. It could be a bit delayed.
Yeah, either way. He's going to have potential. And I love Blink's Stalker Sentry on this map. I think it's so strong. There's so many chokes to manipulate, especially near the natural and the 3rd base.
Yeah.
Makes things so much harder for the Zerg. And even Zerg trying to attack into them. It's nearly impossible.
For sure. Especially at these positions, like, it's just in this map in general. Like, if they were spawned horizontally, I guess it would be a little bit easier for SoulKey to attack this location, but herO might just take the 3rd below that natural anyways, if that was the case. 6 sentries already out on the map. Robotics not being used at all right now. Looks like you just kind of want to get out for safety and gonna add a bunch of gates now, and we'll send an observer across the map with this probably just to make sure there's no burrow.
I think it must be an empty one, Wolf, because you know, yeah, he's not making any extra probes for now. +2 on the way, Blink on the way, and there's 4 gates.
You know, this is what I expected to see from him, considering the opening. And herO's the type of player who makes decisive moves like this when he has to do something a little bit different. Like, for example, those 2 Lings were in his base, and it kind of hit his tech, so he was like, all right, what's the one thing I can do that's decisive and strong? And this is it. This pylon does get scouted.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think he's going to be able to kill it, though.
No. Not with that many force fields around.
All these pylons is making them at home and have plenty of weapons available.
Yeah, this is a big attack, and it looks like SoulKey is going to stop the droning, go straight for Roachling for now. Got to be careful where he engages, though. There's so many chokes around the place. And he's going to go for he's thinking about going for a counterattack, but then he changes his mind. Brings everything home again.
Yeah.
He's got to make up his mind, though. Protoss is actually getting in a very dangerous place.
Guardian Shield goes up. Fake Immortal in here to try to make him look like he has more than he does. It might actually force some targeting as well, you know. In this case, he does Guardian Shield, just kind of take out those Lings first and keep the Roaches away. Now that the Lings are gone, he's going to be able to set down a new set of force fields to fight these Roaches.
Yeah, really nice positioning with the Lings. You know, he actually attacked right before he had Blink as well, so he did lose a lot of Stalkers to begin with.
Yep. Burrow and Roach Speed are done now. There is an Observer with this army. +2 is about to finish that Mothership Core, is taking some extra hits here. Good Blink Micro, picks off that Queen. Remember, these force fields are a bit late, actually. The Roaches get on top of everything.
Oh, this is a big mistake from here. He let them get way too close.
And even Roaches coming from behind. He's just losing way too many sentries here.
Yeah. He's out of force fields too as well. So he's getting pretty messy, a pretty messy exchange indeed. And SoulKey's going to hold in flying colors.
Yeah, with 66 drones to be able to remax with.
He even got a 4th base, you know, like he's just waiting to drone it in time, making sure he stabilizes before anything else happens.
Stalker drop in here, very desperate. And try to assassinate the Queen, it looks like.
Ooh.
Successful.
It's a very red Stalker.
Yep.
Spire, Hydro Sten being added in as well.
It's actually just going to try to kill some of these Overlords, as they're all just over here for the taking.
The rest of the army's kind of getting in position to maybe try and something.
He could try to do a big blink and like elevator some sentries in, but
yeah, he could actually just literally just pick up sentries and try and force field the ramp as well, and then blink in from that. Oh, but look at this! It's a good position from him, and SoulKey out of position with the rest of his army.
Yep. He's going to get some of these roaches free. The Roach Warren is very close by, very exposed as well, right below these Stalkers. Oh, good force fields here, even with this limited amount of sentries. And the Roach Warren, again, like I said, very exposed here. Could actually end up picking that off, but he's killing these roaches so efficiently right now, and so many drones. 15 drones dead here. Zealots for a wall. Who needs force fields to get us warp in a wall of Zealots? That's a force field that fights Moonblade.
It is indeed, and there is nothing left for SoulKey.
He's actually just going to kill these roaches, and I think he might just win the game off of this.
I think he does. Ooh,
there's Micro the Stalkers.
Doesn't even need to, just blink on top of everything.
Brosier goes down to even help keep the surface arrow away from those lings. What a baller, man. How do you win this game? How do you do that?
I guess you just keep making Stalkers. It seems like the only thing to do. And SoulKey just really out of position. Like, he just moved everything towards hero's base. But herO was waiting for another opportunity to attack.
Yeah, he wasn't aware of the where the Stalkers were. I think he thought he just went home and he was trying to transition. I think he thought, oh, you're doing this weird like Stalker drop. I guess you're just going to try to transition and do some harassment, but that was not the case. herO setting up for that next attack. Something else we didn't talk about in that game really is he tried to go Spire and Hydralisk then on top of all of that.
Yeah.
And, the Spire actually costs quite a bit of resources to commit to.
Yeah, it does. I don't know, like, Hydratech, definitely the right choice against that kind of composition. I think he might not have identified the fact that herO had not been probing up his third base yet. Like, he was still essentially all in. And he moved across the map, got caught out of position. The rest is history, just really unfortunate there.
Do you think the Spire was like for Corruptors to counter Colossus or something? Like
possibly like Muta Switch maybe? Like I don't know. It could have also been to deal with Colossus. That's very